Hey guys, today I'm doing a review on the Hit and Move All Day Balance Boxing Gloves. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Hit and Move All Day Balance Boxing Gloves. I got mine in the white, red, and blue colorway, 16 ounces. And lace up, you can also get this in a neon yellow colorway. I believe they also have a red, green, and white colorway. You can get it in 14 ounces as well, and also a Velcro closure. So 2 types of closures, 2 different sizes, and 3 different colorways. Now I've tried Hit and Move products before. I've always been impressed with the quality of their gloves and some of the innovation they bring into their boxing gloves. This glove is made of 100% genuine cowhide leather. It is designed here in the United States, but it is manufactured in Pakistan. Now, as far as the balance model goes, where it kind of sits in the lineup of the Hit and Move gloves, is it has a little bit more softer, forgiving padding. It's pretty much a balance, pun intended, training glove. So essentially you can use it for sparring, hitting the heavy bag, doing mitt work, pretty much your all-around gym glove. And the fact that you can get it both in lace up and Velcro gives you that option. So if you train by yourself and really don't have anybody there to lace up the gloves for you, or you just don't like the hassle of having to lace up your gloves, you can opt for the Velcro version. Or if you want a little bit more wrist support, maybe you're going to use these primarily for sparring, or you have a coach that can lace your boxing gloves for you during your training days, then lace up may be a better preference for you. Now, when you're looking at the gloves as a really clean design, I'd say that the glove is probably about a medium in terms of profile, in terms of width and height of the gloves. Not overly huge, and it's not super compact. It's pretty much right there in the middle. The leather on here has a really nice grain to it. You can see the grain that's accentuated within the leather itself, the white leather. So it looks really clean, and it has kind of a little bit more of a glossier satin finish to it. It does say hit and move all day with their logo on the back of the glove. One unique thing about this glove is you typically don't see a flat wrist support cuff on training gloves. You typically see that more in fight gloves. Not to say that you can't have that in a training glove, but typically you would see like the triple cuff for the wrist support. That gives you a little bit of flexibility, or you can lay your laces into the tracks, but not a huge deal. Just a feature that I noticed that with this glove that had more of a flat wrist support. You also have the Hit and Move logo. The 16-ounce tag, you have red piping at the bottom. You also have that nice soft tricot liner that doesn't bunch up. This is usually my favorite type of liner because it's very smooth. It does a good job of wicking away moisture, and it gives you a nice level of comfort. So you have that, and you'll also see it has that Hit and Move that's printed on the liner, as well as their disclaimer label on the inside. I'd say you have maybe about an inch of firm padding, feels like EVA or rubber sheet, that is also layered into the softer padding that goes up against your hand. So you don't have that hard EVA padding that goes up against your skin. You actually have the softer padding that goes up against that, so it's layered in there. You have maybe about a ½ inch of firm density padding, and the same concept again. You have a little bit softer padding that goes up against your arm. It says designed in USA, genuine leather. That's that harder, again, EVA padding that goes up to right about there, as well as on this side. Long, flat white laces, and you also have red piping on the inner palm area, white piping around the thumb. You also have ventilated holes on the thumb as well as on the hand compartment, and a really nice large grip bar, very pronounced, which I love. You can really feel it, and it's not super soft either. You can really get that nice good grip when you put your hands in there, and an attached thumb that's made from the leather. Also all day printed on the thumb right there. So I think they do a pretty good job in terms of, the design of the glove, in terms of like just a logo, the aesthetics. You have your logo there on the cuff, you have all day on the thumb, and then you have Hit and Move there. So I don't feel like the graphics on here look like it's overly done. Some gloves just feels way overdone. I mean, there's gloves like obviously like the Venoms where not a lot of people are a fan of tons of graphics on their gloves. So I think they do a really nice job with the look of this glove. Quality wise, the gloves are actually really good, man. I feel like The leather quality is definitely there. The little details, the stitching where the index finger meets the thumb looks really good. The symmetry in the stitching, the holes are all punched out nicely. You can see the foam is bonded nicely to the finger compartment, and the outside edges are rolled in, tucked in very nicely. The weight is almost exactly on point. They both are at 16.1 ounces, which is great to see. So, you know the weight that you're getting is what's advertised. The liner is done well, and you can just see the hand compartment right there, or should I say the palm side. The blue leather looks really nice. It almost has like a pearl kind of look to it when you look at that blue. Piping is clean on here, very well balanced. So you can see it's not a top heavy glove. You don't get a lot of flopping and flex in the glove. And that looks all really clean. The consistency of the foam padding is done very nicely. I'd say that the padding is on the medium density side, is not overly stiffed and is not super soft either. And there you go, you can see that. That is the back of the wrist. So overall, the quality of gloves, very nice. Have no complaints there. Comfort. Sliding your hand into the glove, it feels very comfortable for a 16-ounce glove. Thumb positioning is actually perfect. So in terms of the way your thumb slides in here, piping's not too tight. The thumb depth is perfect. When you make a fist, it doesn't pull down on the tip, so you don't get that jamming feeling when you have your thumb in there. The finger compartment depth is perfect as well. You get nice deep finger compartment, nice piece of neoprene they put over the stitching so you don't feel any kind of like exposed feeling. Sometimes you get gloves, a lot of the Mexican style gloves have that. It's kind of just that rugged feel that you put your hand in there and you can just feel the different kinds of materials they use in there. Like you can feel the grain of the interior part of the leather, but then you can also feel the stitching where the leather meets the hand compartment area right here. You can just feel how the leather transitions from one piece to the next. And I like the fact with these you can actually feel the neoprene and the areas they try to cover that, so you get a little bit more of a comfortable feeling when you slide your hand in here. The liner feels great. No bunching up, nice and smooth throughout and consistent in the inside. The gloves themselves do take a little bit of breaking in. I still have to break them in a little bit more. And they're not extremely stiff, but they're not super smooth and buttery to open and close your hands like some other gloves where you can open and close them right away. So it's going to take a little bit more time, but I have no doubt in my mind that these are going to break in nicely. I mean, you can open and close your hands, but I say a little bit more, and these will have that full flexibility that I know a lot of you guys like. Wrist support feels nice and comfortable. Yeah, and overall, I mean, for a 16-ounce glove, with your hand wraps on, these fit nice and snug, and I feel like these would be able to accommodate people with different size hands with no issues in terms of comfort or feeling too restrictive. Not too wide, not too narrow in the hand compartment, just a perfect size. Protection and performance, again, it is a balanced glove, so you can use it to hit the heavy bag if you choose to do so. You get a good amount of compression with the padding on here, and you can really land on those two front knuckles. I do like the multi-layer foam padding on here because it's not too stiff, and when you hit with a lot of power, the padding compresses down nicely. They use their DRT technology. So I believe it's essentially 4 layers of different compression types of foam that they put in here for shock absorption as well as feedback. So that's always kind of the hard part, right? When you're putting a glove together and you're picking the foam for the glove, is finding something that gives the user, or the person that's using the gloves, the pop and that feedback, that satisfying feeling of landing a shot, but at the same time not being unprotective to where you feel like you're gonna have a hand injury or your knuckles get sore, or if you're putting a lot of rounds in, you know, once you're into like the 6th, 7th, 8th round into your training, whether it's like bag work, hitting the mitts, that's when you really start to notice the little details of how a glove performs, because it takes time for your hand to continually go through that same repetitive motion of hitting the target that you're hitting on. So for example, if I'm like on my 7th or 8th round with this glove, that's when I'm going to really start to notice the little nuances in the glove that might either piss me off because it hurts or irritates me, or I might get like a blister somewhere on my hand, or I find it even more satisfying because now it's really breaking in. So I feel like with this glove, I didn't get any issues in terms of like a negative feeling with my hands getting any kind of blisters or sliding around in a different kind of way. It felt really consistent with how my shots are landing. It feels like it does a really good job of absorbing the shock, but not being overly too protective and stiff to where I didn't feel like my knuckles really piercing through, and I can get that nice satisfying feeling on the heavy bag. So Definitely, I'd say a very well balanced, right in the middle of the road in terms of protection and comfort, as well as that feedback you're looking for. Cost wise, these gloves are $199. So they're, I believe, $20 more than the other models. And you know, at the price point, they're very competitive. I would have liked to see them offer this at the same price point as the other ones. That way you can make that decision not based on price. You make the decision based on your personal needs. So if these were at $179 like their other gloves, I think that would be a more attractive price point for this glove. You're not at the $200 price point, and I think it's worth it at $179 based on the quality, the performance of these gloves. But I think they should make it that same price as the other gloves. That way it gives the people that are looking to purchase this a better viable option, and not feeling like they have to spend another extra $20 for a glove like this. And it gives them better options in that regards. Other than that, maybe the smaller sizes, like a 12-ounce version of this glove, or even more colorways to choose from, a little bit different design. That way you can give people a little bit more options in the current colorways. I feel like neon yellow is a cool, unique color, but maybe a little loud for other people. I do like the red and green. I think that looks really clean. Kind of reminds me of the Mexican colorways. But some other colorways, you know, they have their standard black and kind of like a copper reddish color. But maybe like a gray and a red, or a gray and blue would be pretty cool to see. And just some other colorways to come out with. But overall, really satisfied with these gloves. Think they perform very nicely. Good quality, good comfort, and overall a really solid glove to pick up. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Hit and Move All Day Balance Boxing Gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.